Hey, Unpaid Lunch listeners, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and ad-free as a Prime member on Amazon Music. Find us on social medias and YouTube at Unpaid Lunch. Welcome into Unpaid Lunch, and thanks for spending your break with us. I'm Heavy D. Rhino's here still.
I love how he did the crutch word.
Jasper has made an appearance on the table and he's gone.
It's my table, bitch.
That was the first time in forever that he's been up here on the table. I can't help but say, I've gotten a lot better about it. Why I'm so sensitive about that?
It's just me like having to observe calls and interactions in a call center. I hear and it's like,
well, and it's funny because I don't say on the phone at call centers.
Lack of confidence. Sir.
Yeah, because it's a no, right?
Yeah.
God, you hurt my feelings twice. We're like 30 seconds into the show.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what I'm here for. Amazing coaching. Holidays. It's Halloween. Ooh,
you know how much better that it would have been if that cat was black when it jumped up here?
Well,
it just fit the mood.
It's equal opportunity employer. It's a white cat.
Well, it happens.
That was too much.
Yeah.
Should I cut that? So, Halloween. We have a Halloween party at work this week. Do you?
So for the whole entire month of October, we've had like this calendar where we have themed stuff.
Yeah. Like Red Ribbon Week, it's cool.
But where I kind of sit like back in a broom closet in the back corner of the building, I never know what's going on until the day I get there.
And you never stop working, probably. So
there's probably some type of I don't know, I guess costume shenanigans this week, but I've not seen anything on it yet.
We had a pumpkin carving contest, and I didn't know we had one.
We did. Actually, we had the pumpkins and stuff out on Thursday, and I just walked up and I was like, oh, there's pumpkins everywhere. I had no idea what was going on.
They were like, so-and-so department wins the pumpkin hunt. I was like, oh.
And nobody carves them anymore. Everybody just paints them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, they carved. Ours went out.
I think we had like one, maybe two that was actually carved, but there's only like 6 entries.
It's called like a pumpkin painting or a pumpkin carving.
I don't know.
It feels like this Halloween like got here so quick.
I'm off of Halloween this year. So, I mean, like, I'm enjoying everything. Like, I know it sounds so stupid because, like, my other ventures on the side.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's the most opposite thing ever.
But here's the reason why I say it is where I live. Part of the reason that I literally have so much joy about where I live is because it's a trick-or-treat hotspot.
Oh, yeah.
And since the recovery from the flood and everything, took out a bridge that was like 90 years old.
Yeah, that sucks.
It cut off the main capture point where people walk into our freaking neighborhood.
Did you hear that door creak in the background? That was awesome. That worked out great.
Halloween. I love it. But I don't have any. I'm not going to have any traffic this year. Like, we didn't even put it.
That makes me sad because, like, where you moved to, and where my aunt has lived my whole life, is where we always trick or treated. Oh, and it's awesome all the way up that holler. And there's like a famous, like, he's been on the news a bunch of stuff, like the guy who does the Headless Horseman. Mm-hmm. And that's passed along to a couple different people.
Yeah.
And there's always a Headless Horseman in Macroberts.
Who was it?
It's been multiple people. Yeah, it was Winston originally. Yeah.
Winston originally. I mean, and that was what was always so much fun. It's like, part of it was like the Where's Waldo of the neighborhoods. Like, we got to find where the horseman is.
The horseman, yeah.
Because the kids love that every year. But now, one of the main trails that's not on a main highway where he would, travel. Is
context, also, it's literally an awesome Headless Horseman outfit and then an actual horse. Like, he's on an actual horse. It's very cool.
Like, you hear it, like, trotting up the neighborhood, and like, it almost kind of
It's creepy. Yeah, it's creepy.
Freaking awesome.
Well, kids don't trick-or-treat at night anymore either, right? No. Like, it's like everything's like safe night and shit. And I was like, yo.
Yeah. Key was talking about before this, there's been like 655 freaking trunk-or-treats.
Is that an actual problem? Is like.
I hate trunk-or-treats.
No, like poison in your, like, what is the reason? I don't know what the reason is behind safe nights. I don't know if it's just like going to people's houses is bad. There's no problem. Everybody here wants trick-or-treaters so bad. We're not going to abduct your children. And there's no drugs in. I promise, potheads, don't put their drugs in your kids. There is no marijuana in your kid's bag. We don't give it up. Not we necessarily.
We. I heard ownership there, sir.
No,
but what you just said, I'm going to disagree with. Not the weed part, but the we want trick or treaters part. Used to growing up in this area, and we're going to sound like such fucking boomers, but
back in my
day, every single house was decorated. Every single house had someone on the stoop ready to go, handing out candy. Now it's about every 4th. And that's just for trick-or-treating. Now it's about every 11th for someone that's decorated.
Man, other side of that take, I think it's because we're so damn wore out. Because everybody works. Used to, it was like, like there was one person in the household that worked, and it was, like 9 to 5 jobs and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just all bullshit. Maybe we don't care. But I don't know if people are just like, it's so busy. We're so busy all the time.
I was on my way home last night at 9 o'clock coming through downtown Neon, and I saw fucking Christmas decorations.
Nah, fuck that. Get off. That's crazy.
Drive down to the gas station and come back up this way. There is literal up on the hillside.
You cannot put Christmas decorations up till Thanksgiving.
Back up behind the Quillins, there's legit Christmas. Like full, not just like some icicle lights on like an awning of a house. Full blown get up, lights all over the whole entire yard.
Somebody should corn them.
Oh, they're going to get
corn. Is it tomorrow night? Somebody should corn them.
Somebody will corn
them. There's no way that you're allowed to have Christmas lights and they're not going to get toilet papered. Like we're going to toilet paper those. We're going to fucking.
I think everybody needs to hit it.
Everybody should. Let me post somebody's address. I feel like I don't know if anybody's going to say anything. It's like,
I don't think we have that type of reach, but
no, I think we have enough reach. Are you kidding? Our listeners definitely want to toilet paper people.
I'm not. Yeah, the question is, are all of them close enough to this set of household?
No, they
domicile to be able to.
They might if it means something.
I know Jimmy Brown would hit it.
Yeah,
but Jimmy Brown hits my damn house every year.
I think everybody I went to high school would do it.
Literally every single year I go outside the day before, like Halloween morning, and there's shit laying everywhere. And I just message Jimmy. I'm like, "Is this you?" And I get like 5 smiley faces. Yeah, it's always Jimmy.
That's funny.
It's Jimmy and Braylon. They go around and they corn the crap out of everybody. But naturally, they go after Braylon's friends in school. Yeah. So our house gets hit every single year.
I like it.
I love you, Jimmy. Please hit us again tomorrow.
But yeah, if we have a Halloween party, it's just so awkward. Like Halloween parties are like, it's just weird because you're the bunch of people who you don't really, you know them, but like there's a lot of people there and you don't necessarily know them. So they're expecting you to wear costumes or dress up.
See, I don't prescribe to the whole workplace costume contest because it's just, I don't know.
Well, I'm wearing a mask at work anyway.
Well, there's that. And it's just, I want to do something obscure that none of my coworkers or ever want to know what it is. And it's just going to be a waste of time. And I'm going to get pissed off.
And you get to ask them all the time. I would probably go somewhere from Office Space.
I've got one person on my team, Bravo, I love you, that actually comes on site.
Oh.
So there's like,
yeah.
There's no point in it. Like it'd be fun to like dress up and do like a team theme or something like that. But like, one year, God, it was fantastic. Robert. I don't know if you've ever met Robert Carty.
I'm sure I have.
He was redheaded, which Robert, odds of you listening to this are slim to none. But when I say you're redheaded, I'm not making fun of you for being a soulless ginger. But
a little bit.
But we were trying to come up with like the ultimate theme for a team, right? And this was coming right off of the remake of It.
Oh, okay.
So he said, guys, I got a wicked clown costume at home. So he went and done that. Someone got like his whole entire makeup set up. We took this, it was 10 seats on each side of a box on the old Verizon side of Sykes.
Uh-huh.
We took and retrofitted that box that I sat in and turned it into a manhole. Set the whole entire row up. The whole entire row had the red balloons and stuff. But at the end of the row on the wall, me and Jackie and a couple others on my team took the actual missing children posters from Derry, Maine, from the actual remake of the movie.
Oh, shit.
And then took all the team's pictures and put them on the flyers and hung them on the wall and had them like scattered all over the floor. Coolest team thing we've ever done. It was phenomenal. And I mean, Robert looked fantastic as Pennywise.
What made me think about it and what really inspired me for this episode was Vanessa has been posting like all the Halloween,
like a countdown to Halloween.
Yeah, and she's been posting like all the work pictures and stuff, and she got the ones that I recognize everybody in it. Was there.
Edward, you looked fantastic. It looked like a King of Spades or whatever it was from the Alice in Wonderland. But
yeah, the Queen of Spades. Yeah,
he put some work in on that.
He did awesome. Everybody looked great. Everybody looked cool. Yeah.
Everybody looked good. Also,
Recurring guests, Edwards and Jules.
They look great.
That was fun. But I just I don't look forward to this season, this holiday season. There's so many things when you work in our line of work that suck about the holidays, right?
See, I do and I don't. Like, part of the reason that I look forward to it traditionally is the food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But like that door opening and closing is cracking me up because it sounds like an old creepy door. It's like,
it's literally my chair.
It's your chair. It sounds like a door opening. It is your chair.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going to record that sound so we can just have it on an episode anyway. We can just use it all the time. I got to quit moving.
I got to share this real quick.
Share it.
This cracked me up. My wife messaged me earlier. She said, I hate like when you're gone late at night because I get freaked out because we got a mixture between an Australian Shepherd and a Siberian Husky. It keeps going to the back door and looking outside into the darkness and just barking.
Barking.
So it's tripping her out. So they've decided to like leave that part of the house and go somewhere else where they're not near that back door. And they're in my son's bedroom floor. And my daughter took a whole entire container of yellow BBs that goes in a BB gun. Just exploded them all over the carpet.
Oopsie.
And this house that we live in like was built in like 1908 or 1912 or some shit. Well, at some point in the 60s, they put like brown shag carpet in it. I mean, it's thick. It's like 2 inches long.
You cannot get that shit out of it.
Those BBs are
It's
everywhere.
AstroTurf now.
Oh, it's bad. She said the conversation between her kids tonight is hilarious. We're in here cleaning Asher's room. Amber said, "Shoo, we've been in here for like 8 minutes." Ash said, "You know it's not even an hour, right?" She said there's a really dramatic pause. And then Amber said, "You don't know how to tell time, do you?" Yeah, I don't either.
What the fuck? I love that. He said, that's not even an hour.
Shoo, I've been here 8 minutes.
You know what show's great? Kids Say the Darndest Things.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
I guess they can show a lot of that.
Full blown into exploiting my children for
yes, you are.
social media.
Yes,
right
you
now.
are.
100%. I'm here for it.
If you've not checked out Ryan's TikTok,
that thing keeps blowing up, man. But I'm getting into a situation now where like I'm getting followers that I'm 99% positive are bots.
Hey,
And they're either commenting like 5 laughy faces or it's like
5 laughy faces.
it's
That's
like
my comment.
it's straight up. Well, what's the Russian like script called? I don't know what it's called. Like Russian writing, but it's in that.
I don't know.
And freaking TikTok don't translate that shit. They could be telling me to go fuck myself. I have no idea. And I'm just putting a heart on every one of them.
Well, I mean, view is a view.
I'm gonna look this up.
I think all like big YouTubers and stuff do that. They all have bots and like shit. They always do.
So I think what they're doing and what I've seen is a lot of them, as soon as they add you, they'll like send you like the waving like notification.
Yeah.
And what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to get me to converse back and then follow them as well.
Yeah.
And they're boosting these accounts to get X amount of followers to sell them.
Yep. Yeah, that's clever. That's a business model.
I mean, that's 100% of business. Russian script alphabet.
What is going on? What is that? It's
Russian.
Always wild in here. Who knows what's happening here? Ryan's trying to read Russian.
I don't know.
Somebody screaming in the background. You don't know what he does? Is that at big old noggin?
Cyrillic. Cyrillic.
What do you? I don't know what you're saying.
Cyrillic. Cyrillic.
What are you saying? What are you talking about?
That's what they're commenting in the freaking language. I can't read this shit.
Oh, learn it.
No,
Google Translate.
No, that's too much work. There's only 33 letters in this. Oh, fuck that.
Is it at big old noggin?
Big O. Leave out the D because we're in the mountains.
Yeah,
Big
I said
O noggin.
Oh, can I tell you something funny? My mom's gonna be mad because mom's gonna be mad, and I think you're gonna be mad too. I get to simultaneously make you both mad.
Sweet.
She's gonna be mad that I tell you this, and not only am I gonna tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you this on air. She said, "What was he saying? What word was he saying?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, Mom?" And she was like, "Po." She was like, "Unpaid po. What's an unpaid po?" And I was like, Mom. I was like, Mom, he was saying pole. And she was like, no, he said po. I think he don't know that the word is pole. I was like, no, Mom. It was really late. We all maybe had a drink.
No, this is how I say pole.
I know. No, I was like, it was actually, everybody was just completely sober, but like, I'm sorry, Mom, you moved to North Carolina and you're not backwoods anymore.
That uppity bitch.
Yeah. Said Poe. She said, "What's he saying Poe for?" I was like, "He's not." Alicia. I was like, "Mom, he's not. He's saying Poe." I just thought that was funny that she sent me that. Literally POE. Also in relation to what you're into. It's ironic that she thinks you said Poe.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the holiday season, in the jobs that we work,
good and bad of it.
Yeah. What do you like about it?
Like I said, the food. Like
that's it.
So,
couple paid days off,
which usually work. Oh, don't even get me started there.
Christmas Day.
I'll get fired. I'm not going down that road. A couple paid days off for some employees.
Yeah.
Not all. For others, it's hey, would you like to take this day off? Or which under the new ownership that we have, it's paid holiday for all. Thank God that's finally where we're at.
Yeah.
Traditionally, that was a hellscape. So when I talk about food, potlucks in the workplace are phenomenal. But like at Christmas, we would always operate underneath the skeleton crew, like say the day after Christmas or the day before Christmas Eve. So we would all decide that's when we're going to have our food and stuff and bring it in. And like when you turn around and look, and you've got, at that point, I think we had 16 people on the team, and 9 of them are bringing in pressure cookers or crock pots. You know you're in for a good day.
Well, so let me ask you this. Do you eat all of them? Do you need to know the names of who brought in the crock pots?
Not with my team.
Yeah.
Because I've built up the relationship with these people and I know.
You'd eat at their house.
I would eat at their house.
Yeah. But there's some shit
there's other places where I'm like, all right, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can pretty much look at your bowl and be like, no, if I want to, like, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to eat that or not.
Listen, if that freaking crock pot comes in and it's Pioneer Woman, you're eating it.
Oh, yeah. Also, there's a few things I'll eat out of any bowl, right?
True.
And you put like corn salad or like broccoli casserole.
I don't do that shit.
What do you eat?
I'm more into like, we usually do like soups and chilies.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, shit, God. We do a salsa on Cinco de Mayo. And there's a guy who makes really good salsa.
That I have something to bring in like queso, like homemade queso. Like that's where we're at. We don't do finger foods. We do like instead of styrofoam plates, it's styrofoam bowls.
So pros is food.
Yep.
Right. 1 paid day off.
Maybe.
Maybe
depends on your employer.
Yeah. Do you have any more pros? I don't have. The only pros I have is the food and my pro is I don't take phone calls anymore. So
it depends on your industry, right? So holiday season right now for a call center, as you progress and get closer towards the end of year, especially for mine where we deal with accounting software, volume drops.
Yeah.
So you actually start hitting the dead time of the year. Accountants are taking their time off to prep for the hellscape that's coming.
And we're in 2 different worlds there because we're in retail.
Now, that's where I was going to say industry. So you're getting ready to ramp up into hell.
Yeah.
Now, prior to this, I was at GameStop. Right now, this is the time of year where you want to off yourself ritualistically.
Yeah.
So,
at GameStop for sure.
Like, it really depends on... I mean, we would work... God, freaking Black Friday. So you would come in Thanksgiving night. This is the one year that we didn't open on Thanksgiving. We were scheduled to be in from 6 until 11 p.m. that night to set up the marketing schematic for everything, set up all the tagging and everything, all the displays, everything for what was going to be on sale on Black Friday. Then at that point, you had a crew come in at midnight and start cleaning and things like that. And we opened at 6. Basically, they started doing everything at 5 o'clock. So you would be there. I would end up going in at 6. They said 6 to 10 or 11. You're there until 2.
Yeah.
And then you're back again at 7. And then you're working until about 6 the following evening. And it was miserable.
Yeah. That was the worst time of my life. That was the worst place I ever worked during the holidays. Was where you currently work. But retail, even like where I work now, it's crazy busy from Black Friday on, because we like compete with Amazon and Best Buy and stuff on Black Friday, and our prices are right there with them. So it's wild. But my win of the week, we ain't done in a long time, but I have a win of the week is my birthday. We get like our birthday's paid off. My birthday is on Black Friday this year, which is normally a day that we would have to work in the retail world.
That is a win. So that's one thing I love about my department. My department we're tethered to the executive branch of this.
Right, because you're LP, right?
But then also, we're also tethered. The other escalations that my team handles is sales. Accounting sales on Black Friday is always closed.
Yeah.
The executive branch is skeleton crew. So they usually say, if we staff you guys, you're not going to do anything.
Right, there's nothing to do anyway.
So every year, it's a 4-day weekend for us.
That's hot.
Regardless.
That's fucking something to look forward to.
That's always a 4-day weekend. And a lot of us, if we have the PTO saved, you'll see some of them take
a week, take 3 more days.
I've seen 9 days.
I think we've talked about this before. Have you ever seen that thing where you can, it's the guy put out the schedule where it's like if you work a Monday through Friday job, there's like you can take off like certain days through the year. Have you seen that, Key? Mm-hmm. You can take off certain days through the year and get like an extra like 2 weeks off or something.
Vacations.
Yeah, like because you can just stack the holidays up, especially like Memorial Day and shit.
I mean, and you're still taking the same amount of time off. It's just taking advantage of it.
Taking advantage of getting the days in a row. That's my problem. I can't take like 3 weeks. I won't go back. Like I had COVID for like 10 days or something.
I took Friday off, and I don't even go back tomorrow.
I had COVID for like 10 days or something, and that last day I was feeling real good, and I was like, I just don't think I'll go back to work.
Well, so you're bringing this up, and it's the bad part of it too, and it depends also in your industry. With holidays, we're talking about maximizing time off. Well, some industries that you work in, you're hitting that point of the year now, especially in retail, where they're like blackout season. That's
for you all. It starts after Christmas.
Starts after Christmas for you all. I'd say it's probably already started.
It started last week.
Yep. So now, even if it's an emergency and you got a limb hanging, it don't matter. They ain't giving you that time off.
No, it's super hard. And if you take a day off, like if you call in, we don't really do like a point system, but if you call in, it's an occurrence. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Most places during season, like during blackout season, they'll double down on it.
Yeah, and they won't PTO. They won't give you PTO for it either.
Points and stuff like that.
They're pretty cool about working with you. That if something, if there's something coming up, that surgery or something major, they'll do something. But man, don't ask for anything between November 24th and December 24th. Like, don't ask for that.
And if you're going to, it needs to be planned like all the way back in April.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Hey, I know we're going to have blackout during this time. But
when you apply for the job, let us know if you're going to need off an early day in December.
God, it's miserable.
Door cricking. Yeah, I think your blackout's worse because...
Well, see, for my team, we don't have it.
Right.
Like they try to do...
just the floor people there.
They try to do frontline, but they also try to make it all encompassing so you're not setting a air quotation precedence. But in all reality, like not all departments are made the same, right? So mine, the escalation volume is going to be the escalation volume. It doesn't matter if it's June, July, February, March. It doesn't matter. So for mine, like workforce is like, all right, we're going to blackout, and I'm like submitting PTO for people, and they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, yeah, I can. I'm clearing it.
Man, aren't you glad you don't work at Marshall's during the holidays? Can you imagine working at Marshall's at Christmas? That'd be the worst. It's literally a big Christmas gift store. I think people only buy Christmas gifts there, like all year round. Everything there is like a Christmas gift. You know what I mean?
I've done Walmart. No, Walmart and GameStop's the worst I've done.
Oh, we woke up Siri. It was like we woke up.
She's like, "Oh my god, we need to get ads right now." Ads.
She means I do not understand.
Do you need a scarf? Hold one moment.
That was one of the problems. My mom and my dad. Siri held my mom and my dad hostage. I had to call in for work.
Yeah, it was Siri. See, when you were going through the whole entire thing, I was thinking of iRobot.
Man, I can't help but think, if I think about robots at all, I think about, it's just like, you better get out of my way, I'm going to church.
Robot just popped right into my mind. That's kind of another thing we were talking about the other day, like creative influences, I guess, adjacent. Terminator. I've seen some people that consider Terminator a horror movie.
I could see that, especially Terminator 2, though. Like Judgment Day, right? Is like,
I see Judgment Day to me. Like,
oh no, which one's the one where they're standing on the fence and like you know what I'm talking about? Where she's like hanging onto the fence and sees a nuclear bomb like go off or whatever, and it like she sees like the image of it melting her when she's hanging on the fence. There's like a famous picture of
my
like
brain is losing this scene right now.
Oh, there's like a famous image of what's her name, Connor?
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, like hanging onto that fence and looking at kids on a playground and the explosion coming at her and burning.
I think it's two. So like one's much more of a thriller aspect where it's just a constant chase scene, and that's where I was like, that's where they were saying that's what it kind of feels.
I could see it though.
Like a horror movie.
The whole movie's in kind of grayscale too.
Yeah, it's a grayscale, very dark, very ominous, constant chase.
That's cool.
Like you take the android out and you say make it a zombie.
Sure,
it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. Yeah,
but that's the thing is like you're talking about T2 Judgment Day. I compare them. So like for me, T1 is like Alien. We
are so broad on this podcast.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, don't be sorry. It's showing our capability to handle different topics.
But you get what I'm saying. So Alien, the first Alien is really also the same thing. It's, it's kind of a chase scene. It's ambiguous.
For sure. Alien's definitely a horror, right? I mean, like, is it considered horror?
I think the first Alien is.
Yeah, that's what
Aliens, I consider
because Alien was not supposed to have a sequel, right? Because Alien was supposed to be standalone.
So. I think it was supposed to be standalone originally, but they done so well in the box.
It's vastly different than the second one.
I mean, the second one's full blown like freaking Space Marines.
Yeah.
So the second one to me is like, we were talking about this the other day. I consider it one of the greatest action movies of all time. They consider it sci-fi action more than horror.
Well,
but I'm the same way with Judgment Day. Judgment Day, I think, is more of a sci-fi action thriller. Listen, that Italian beef is eating me alive.
Yo,
I'm trying so hard not to burp into the microphone.
It's one of our things here, and we really we were expecting to have a couple guests on tonight that were scheduled, but they party too hard last night at their show. Season of the Witch party too hard last night at their show and weren't able to make it tonight.
Right on theme though. Season of the Witch. Halloween, man. It's Halloween movie.
And I made Italian beef for them.
God.
And Italian beef sandwiches, and I made Rhino eat when he got here.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so good. But now I'm paying for it. But yeah, the blackout part. I mean, segueing all the way back around out
Flip
of the
it back.
Of the horror movie conversation. It's just the blackout day. I think is the shittiest part of this time of year. Because let's say you do have a sick kid or something like that, your work is not, unless you have a really good employer, they're not going to care.
Well, you know how I feel about that though. Is like, no matter what, and that's what I always said. Like, and I said that when I would like if something happened and I had to call in, I was pretty good about not calling in season, but that's what I would like. Here's the cat. Is that Milo? It's got to be Milo. It's Jasper.
It's Jasper.
Yeah,
at the door. Like, please.
Jasper tells everybody in the house that they didn't feed him yet, and he eats all day long. Where was I at? Do you remember?
I don't know.
That's sad.
Feline disruption.
Yeah, the cats.
How you feel about
see?
No days
That's
off.
why she's here.
That's why we pay you the big bucks. That's why we pay you the big bucks. If my family needs me at home, or if something's going on, right, I'm gonna call in like that day. Like, there's nothing that you're gonna tell me like you can't call in these days. Well, my mother is in the hospital. No, you have to work. Well, probably not gonna.
It's not just that too, and that it just triggered a thought. What comes along with holiday season? Inclement weather.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's
like I think the memes of like people being like buried underneath like 18, 20 feet of snow in Boston. It's like, are you gonna be able to make it in today?
So it's funny. Like, me and Ryan have like we have a bunch of ideas at any time for episodes like piled up, and and stuff we talk about all the time about what we're going to do on episodes and what we're going to do in the future. And we're planning for, we never had a Christmas episode. So I'm super excited about Christmas episodes. We've never had one of those. That'll be awesome. Thanksgiving episode is just going to have a bunch of food on the table and we're just going to eat the whole time. We're going to eat on mic. It's going to be awesome.
I think that might be the first episode we just go live and just piss
I think
off
we should.
We're eating food.
ASMR.
Yeah. Bring back Tyler.
Yeah, God, we'll have Tyler on for that.
ASMR God. Bring him
I
back.
wish bring back for Christmas. And
he's just sitting looking at us. He's like, this is not the ASMR I'm used to.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to have an inclement weather episode.
It's going
accidentally, right? Like we'll have neither of us going to be able to get to work.
Going to get pissed off. We're going to get pissed off about something, and it's going to set us off.
Neither of us are going to be able to get to work because of snow, and I'm just going to come up and get you in the Jeep, and you're going to come down here, and we're going to do an episode.
Yeah, or I'll just walk.
Or we could just call because we forget that we can do that.
Actually, I thought about that earlier. Like I was telling you guys, like my wife gets spooked sometimes when I'm not here. I'm like, I don't know why. Sometimes instead of us like panicking out, you just don't call me.
Yeah,
and we just do it from the house.
For me, it's creative. Like it's easier to get the creative juices flowing if we're hanging out.
It's easier for us to bounce off
if we're hanging out. But if we have an episode planned, that's not like totally like tonight. We've talked about whatever, which is fun. What we prefer, really, anyway.
I mean, in theory, this is supposed to be a Halloween episode, so we're just fucking waiting.
But when we have structure, we can just call.
Yeah.
And guests also, we want to have, there's a lot of guests that we're trying to have on. And initially when we first started, it was kind of like, no, you got to come in person. And I think we're more comfortable.
Of them come from Virginia, and it was like a 45, 50 minute
that's
drive.
Hey, we feed you well, though.
Yeah.
When you show up here, we feed you well, and we hang out. And we usually we talk about the pre-show all the time, and y'all think we're just fluffing you on that, but we really are hanging out for like 4 hours before the show.
It feels that way sometimes, at least, if nothing else.
And after the show, sometimes for 4 hours too. And
good times.
That's why we don't get any sleep.
Well, my favorite things to do sometimes is just watching you cut and edit, like just being able to learn that piece of it and that aspect.
That's fun, man. Been doing a lot of that lately. Hopefully, I can quit my job one day and just
that would be beautiful.
Produce content.
It's like live the dream. Myself, I'm like, man, I'm only about 45 or I guess 5,500 followers away from this creator fund on TikTok. Just continue exploiting my children for financial gain.
Well, I think, that's what people do when they want to get their kids a bunch of training, want their kids to be really good at sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why do you want your kid to be really good at sports? You know what I mean? Like, you want them to succeed. They're going to succeed if they're not really good at sports.
Well, see, that's one thing. I know some parents that are 100% like that. Like, really, it's almost like a pageant.
Well, you want to live vicariously sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's mostly people who were not successful.
I mean, most parents, we want our kids to play ball. And
that sounds like I'm real shitty. Like, I don't.
But I mean, to not sit back and say that you're not somewhat living vicariously through your children, through your glory days.
Well, yeah.
Days, I mean, it hits all of us. It's just something that hits home.
My son is a clone of me.
Yeah, it hits home. Well, it's like last night, I was cracking up. My son, which if you're not local, you wouldn't understand this concept, but we went all the way to a city called Painesville to watch a middle school football game. So the football game was over, and my big thing right now is this horror content. And I was like, God, 30 minutes from here is Fallsburg Fear Plagues.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, it's 20 minutes away, dude. You want to go to this haunted house now? He's like, hey, let me see it. And I showed a video. He said, nope, we're going home. I was like, come on, man. He's like, nope. I was like, it opens in an hour and 15 minutes. We can get there and get line in, out. And nope, I ain't doing it, Dad. So then when we got home, I've been thinking about this all day long, and this is still probably going to end up hitting a TikTok video, and I can't wait. But my wife literally looked at me last night, and she said, you're embarrassing me. I need you to stop.
With the social media?
Yeah. So that's part of it. But I had this concept for a video, and it's been stuck in my head for like a week. Asher has this Jack Sparrow wig.
Oh,
he
yeah.
had from when he used to dress
the
up.
beads and shit.
He dressed up and acted throughout the house and stuff. He's all about it. So it ain't got the beads and stuff in now, but it's just a really long wig. He's used it to dress up as Dave Grohl once and a couple different things like that. I was like, how fucking awesome would it be to take this wig and put it on him and paint his face white, give him some black eyeliner, And my daughter's got this white, like freaking Mercedes Benz, like one of those the cars that you get in, you hit the battery and it drives. I really want to reenact Dragula with my kid in that car.
I didn't know what direction you were going there. I was
I
like,
really want to reenact Dragula.
get him to crawl out of an old TV.
She said, Ryan, you're not letting him ride in that car, and you're not videotaping him. She's like, this is beginning to get too much. And he said, yeah, Dad, I think I'd get made fun of at school for that. And I was like, okay, so let's go a different direction. I'll ride in the car.
Yes.
And we'll do Dragula and you videotape me. And Brittany said, I'm serious. You're embarrassing me. I was like, well, I think it'd be funny.
We should
Good job for unpaid lunch.
we should shout out our wives for putting up with us.
Oh, God.
Me taking
My wife doesn't listen to us at all.
Well,
she's like, you're just hearing your voice makes me cringe. I'm like, you're married to me. Thanks.
Jesus.
She's like, no, I don't mean it that way. I just like, I don't know what it is. Like you talk differently and you have this different tone of voice. They, like I told y'all before, they make fun of me.
Well, I
all
don't
the
think
time.
my wife listens to the show. I don't expect them to.
No.
Like, why would they listen? What would they get out of it? They're not our target audience.
Nothing out of it.
Good people are not our target audience.
But they like and share it.
Yeah.
So
That's
it tells me they
again,
have at least a little bit
I
of pride.
literally took my wife's dining room and was like, I'm gonna put a podcast studio in here. She was like, I got this big nice table made. And I was like, you know what would be real good on it? Bunch of podcast equipment.
And it's got all these arms and stuff.
It's got shit hanging everywhere
You
on it.
destroyed this table.
Yeah, it's all my stuff in this room. Like my computer's in here. It's like games and magic cards and
I've never known this room to be anything but your room.
it is.
Tremaine cave.
We don't eat in here.
No, nobody uses a dining room.
We just wanted a dining room table.
Who uses a dining room?
Ooh, can I have a therapy session? Really sad therapy session.
Yeah.
When we first got married, I was like, I just want to have dinner at dining room table because we never got done that when I was growing up. Really,
Who did?
I don't know. We gave Keisha free reign. We gave her free reign to the soundboard.
She said, take your therapy session and shove it up your ass.
We gave her free reign to the soundboard. That's why I'm afraid to use like BetterHelp, like the text app, like where you text. I'm afraid.
I really feel like your mom's going to hate this episode.
Mama, you hate this episode. I seen a thing the other day that shared with recurring guest Eric. Shout out Eric. That because he talks about all the time. Like he was in public one time and he said something like he was with his mom and somebody said something about how he was doing. And he was like, "I'm going to therapy or whatever." It was like just the trauma. You know, I'm trying to deal with all the trauma. The childhood didn't have a great time. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "What do you mean? You don't know what it was like?" I think my mom knows. I think it's fine. I think she knows there's some trauma.
I had a tremendous upbringing, like a sheltered one, a very
I'm the
strict,
normal
sheltered
kid.
one. Yeah, I mean, I think we had run-of-the-mill upbringings, but nobody uses a fucking dining room table.
Nobody uses a dining room table.
Once the television was created, the dining room table disappeared.
They literally made little tables for the TV.
Yeah.
They created
Like in
those.
the 80s, like the little trays and stuff.
Hey, if there was a TV on the wall, Buffalo Wild Wings proves if you put a TV on the wall, people will sit down.
If you build it, they will come. I think right here would be a perfect
promise
spot.
if
We
there
could
was
have been
a
watching
TV
Sunday Night Football.
I promise
right
if
now.
there was a TV on the wall, we'd be eating food. Like we'd just be sitting here eating.
It happens.
Yeah, Ryan's Chargers are about to win a game. That doesn't happen a lot.
See, I've not actually checked that score.
It's on in the living room, I think.
You want me to walk in there?
I don't give a fuck what you do.
Oh, we won 30-13.
Nice. Big win for the Chargers.
It was the Bears. I wouldn't call that a big win.
Bears are just trying to lose anyway.
I was really hoping we would lose. I'm kind of upset that it didn't happen because they were going to fire our coach if we did, but here we are.
So, Christmas parties though. Do you guys do like gifts? Are you for or against it?
I'm against it.
Yeah.
I think it creates problems.
I think it creates issues. I always do.
Because,
Unless it's gag shit. Then it's still going to cause problems, it feels like.
well, they call it the Santa. What Santa? Not Secret Santa.
Secret Santa.
No.
Santa.
Dirty Santa. Like if you do something like Dirty Santa or something like that, or whatever the multiple different
Yeah.
play on words they have for that, I think that's fine. Like you say, all right, there's like a $20 limit. Everybody buy that or a gag gift or something like that. That's cool. But if you don't put parameters on it, oh, I've seen it get bad. I've seen people get like $30 and $40 gift cards, and someone get a pair of socks.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it's just.
We had one where it had to be something you made.
See, I like that. I like that concept.
So I pooped in a bag.
I like that too.
Made this.
My biggest
It's
issue,
brown.
though.
We had to talk about poop. We hadn't talked about poop at all. We've not talked about poop in a while. Charlie, we have not talked about poop in a while.
We have not.
I
don't have a rebuttal.
I know. I
got nothing.
think it's great. He's going to get there. I'm sorry.
Brown bag shit. I wasn't prepared for that. But
Yeah, we do Secret Santa.
what if somebody made a shit dick demon for somebody?
It'd be awesome. Please ship us a shit dick demon.
It just chipped out the freaking tile that it was on in the bathroom, brought it in, and slid it down.
I wonder if Charlie will draw us a shit dick demon, like a shit dick demon logo.
God,
Do it, and I'll make y'all an ornament for Christmas.
Make a shit dick demon ornament.
I kind of want to get it tattooed.
I don't think that'd be great. I feel like it'd be really great, but also it'd be like
Well, it's like I was showing
we're
you something.
talking about your wife just now.
Yeah, completely different. But like I don't know if you saw this a minute ago. So my daughter loves to color in my tattoo, the one tattoo I have. I would love to get like a freaking coloring book of like Disney something. I don't even care.
Oh, and
That
let
way
she
I
can
could
color 'em all the time?
Just sit there because it is the most relaxing thing in the world.
She's also not going to be that age forever, and then you're just going to have
Don't care.
you're just going to be going around asking kids to color your arm, and it's
I'm
going to
gonna
be
have
super weird.
grandbabies at some point.
It's bold of you to think you'll live that long.
God. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Sorry, I knew you hadn't been super anxious the whole time you've been here.
I'm not.
So-
I think it's time to wrap. Key, I'm going home. Can we shut this down?
Is it? Oh man.
Okay, so something you guys have talked about Halloween and Christmas, just holidays. Something on this new job that I've heard a lot from some people is that they hate when Halloween approaches because you've got Halloween at the end of October, Thanksgiving at the end of November, and Christmas at the end of December. They're like, and by the time January rolls around, we're just depressed and broke.
Yeah, seasonal
Yeah,
anxiety,
you
seasonal
sad and
depression.
broke.
It's a real thing.
It's
man.
you have seasonal depression because you're spending all your damn money on stuff your kids don't need. And you know, I got this is for a Christmas episode, but I'm just gonna say it, right? We buy too many gifts for too many people. Why don't we buy gifts for everybody? And I'm saying that, but I'll probably get something for everybody at this table just because I mean the whole crew is gonna get shit. I mean, like, you know how we are. But like, man, everybody buys for you have to buy for so many people now. Like, I shouldn't have to buy for my brother's wife, especially when he has a new one so often. Right? And who the hell can keep up with how many kids he has? Like, I gotta buy all 10 of them a gift.
Like at one point,
He don't even talk to them.
my mom has 4 sisters. There's 5 girls, and at one point they bought for all the nieces and nephews.
It's crazy.
But then it grew into great nieces and nephews and shit, and just kept going. And we're like, guys, this is not sustainable. But it's like Key brings it up, and I think it brings up a terrific point because it does directly correlate to work. Because we were talking about we're going to pick up OT. Like she was talking about picking up overtime at one point in time, just saying it would be good to have that as a nest egg to start building a Christmas fund. And like the more we talked about it, me and her looked at each other and we got so anxious sitting there. And we had literally planned out everything we were going to do that day. And like 3 hours later, we're just sitting there looking at each other like,
fuck,
we're so broke.
You're getting no
Already
gifts.
tired, and you've not even started yet.
You kids ain't getting nothing.
My kid wants a dirt bike. Oh, he can't ride a damn
He's gonna
bicycle.
get killed on a dirt bike.
He cannot ride a bicycle, man.
My kids are pretty easy to buy for.
And you get it for Christmas, and they can't really ride it till.
We're gonna call this episode "Nightmare Before Christmas" because we've talked more about Christmas than we have Halloween.
Yeah, I think Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is
I dig
going to
it.
get tagged for that.
I dig it.
Everybody, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us on
Except
the
for Mikey, you flake.
fucking Mikey trash somewhere. I mean, he's sober, I guess now. He's just was hungover. But yeah, thanks everybody tuning in. New day. This is coming out Wednesday, hopefully, unless something else messes up, I guess. But this is coming out Wednesday. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Everything is at Unpaid Lunch. I don't even think.
If you have any kind of feedback, concerns about the new.
Yeah, if you don't like the Wednesday, let us know. If you do like it, let us know. It's not necessarily going to change anything. But
I would definitely like to know or have feedback on our. If you know, our episode that released on Monday. I want to know how everybody feels about that episode. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody to see that. Shout out our patrons, Travis Sturgill, Chris Hammonds, Charlie, Shit Dick Demon, and
Charlie the Shit Dick Demon West.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's gonna kill us.
That's okay. He'll be fine. And Mike Adams been with us, recurring guest. We're gonna have Mike on again soon, I think, and Willie Howard. Have him on again soon. He's working on a project himself, so hopefully he gets that up and rolling. He's working on a podcast doing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, great show, everybody. It was really fun. Rhino, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and take some anxiety meds. You got me tweaked.
I can't wait to eat a friggin' Italian beef sandwich. It's gonna be awesome.
It's eating me right now.
Hey, remember, y'all, ain't nobody stopping you from quitting your job, but you.